This is the John Hallett Podcast with John Hallett.
Because the way we're living, we need to change it, make it change today. And all learn from failure. Maybe they just wanted it a little bit more than you. That's probably the fact.
And now your host, John Hallett.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We were talking about some of my training and the journey through and tough things. And we're also going to talk a little bit, I guess, about bullies. Kind of fed up with that. And I think the way school systems handle bullies, I don't agree with. So we'll talk a little bit about that. You know, have a student or two being bullied, and it really just annoys me of how the school handles things. It's ridiculous. I think they just empower bullies, I believe. But the toughest one, you know, you're asking, like,
physically demanding.
Demanding.
Yeah. Which one were you doing where you were spent afterwards? That total feel of exhaustion.
I mean, are you talking like one day? I mean,
well, it could be a multitude because we've done some of the idea stuff, and I feel exhausted after a couple days.
I'll give you, and it's what I tell students all the time, that just walking in the door is the toughest one. My level 1, I had come off Taekwondo. Mm-hmm. I was trying to get myself ready the best I could, and I was running. I remember some guy's like, "I saw you running, John." I'm like, "Yeah, I suck at running." Like, you look like you were dying. I was dying.
Because Tara's like, "John runs like crazy. He runs great." And then John's like, "I can't run." So I don't get it.
I've gotten better because of how we train on the fitness side, that it forces me to run. But I was doing sprinting telephone poles, you know, jogging, you know, I was hitting my bag and doing all this stuff. And I got to level 1 Krav Maga, and I was not ready for Krav Maga. And I had gone, and remember the rep guy that I was working with as my, I don't know, whatever you want to call him. They weren't called a sponsor, but he was my rep and getting me into Krav Maga and what to expect and different things. And I'm like, man, I should have gone up to Krav Maga Boston and trained with those guys. And I'm like, I'm regretting that now. And level 1 was tough, like, because I was just not ready for it. And so many people, like, there was only one guy out of 25-ish people that had done Krav Maga.
Really?
At that point. I mean, we're talking like 22 years ago.
Sure.
So, you know, people were adding it to their martial arts school, what have you, like the same thing. Like, I was like adding it. And then I was like, ooh, we are getting rid of, this is how we're training now. This is what I was originally looking for. Mm-hmm. But I tell the story of being lost in the grocery store. We were just trying to get some stuff to bring back to the hotel room, Jack and I. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm looking for the front."
Wow.
And he's like, "It's over here. Come on." I was just so exhausted.
Yeah.
So exhausted. I don't even know if it was the same night, but we were at, a group of us went out to dinner, and we were in a booth, and I was on the wall at the booth, and the waitress was like, "Can you hand me your plate?" And I was like, "No." And she thought I was just being an ass. I'm like, "No, I can't physically lift up my plate."
Wow.
And she's like, "Wow, what do you got?" And of course, like, "Whoa, what do you guys do?" Nobody knew a Krav Maga. Like, "Oh, we're doing a Krav Maga instructor certification." I'm like, "I'm sorry, we've been training for days. Right. I can't move my arms."
Sure.
And I remember one guy like blew out, he was black and blue in his chest from the amount of push-ups we had done. Like, he had done something to himself.
Yikes.
Yeah, that one, you know, just because I didn't know what I was getting into, right? You're starting any martial art, you have no idea. I always say black belts, quote, easy, because you know what to expect. You've been training in all of this stuff. You should be prepared. Is it going to be physically demanding? Is it going to be really hard? Is it going to be harder than your yellow belt test, absolutely. But that first one is just hard because you're not ready for it. You're just starting off. I always think the first one was the hardest one.
Yeah.
You know, if you're really to press me, that first week, and I mean, again, we were doing a week of training.
Yeah.
And day 7 is the test.
8 hours a day, 10 hours a day?
Yeah, there were at least 8, plus hours a day in there. And so, and then you are Monday to Sunday.
Yeah.
On that. It was a long week and just toast. Just so sore. Doing things, just framing up, like clinching people and having that Krav Maga wall or frame, whatever you want to call it. I was like, oh, my traps are killing me, like just from the other guy being on you and doing all of that stuff. You just weren't ready for that training.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the most physically demanding because, people would quit. I've seen people not ready for it and just wash out because they can't make it. I've seen people, was that one? I mean, it could have been orange belt. I don't know. Just these guys are like, from the fighting, they're like, I don't know, my leg, and I got kicked and I just can't continue. I think some of that's mental.
Yeah, I was going to say the mental perseverance.
Because I've seen something like, I'm like, okay, you guys are bowing out. I just remember doing a thing with James up at Colorado Krav Maga. He was testing my people. I was testing his as not playing favorites. And as you know, I don't play favorites. Anyways, with my people. But it can be tough. You want somebody to pass, but you have to sometimes go, you're just not instructor worthy. Like, I really love your passion about Krav Maga, but you're just
not there yet.
Yeah, and it can be you're not there yet, or you might just be always a really good student and be really good at protecting yourself, but you just might not be an instructor. Like, sorry, not everybody's.
Yeah, not everybody answers.
Not
the call
everybody
of teaching,
makes
right?
Division I football. Not everybody makes it here and there. You're a really good college player. Let's say you just didn't make pro. I mean,
Doesn't mean
most
not
people
good.
don't even play
Right.
college ball. Never mind get to the NFL. But
That one sounds like it totally sapped you.
yeah, that one I remember. One of my students was just so banged up. I think it was Lisa, who's a state patrol here in Colorado now, but she was with me for years and years and years. And it, stepped away, had a family, and God, I'm like, God, you were with me for 12 plus years of training. That she was so beaten up. I believe it was Lisa and these two guys that were both like, I can't even see a bruise on this guy. Oh, my leg. And you're like, okay, hey, if you physically can't continue, come on back and do another one. Like, you took an injury, but is it mental of people going, I don't know. I remember a guy I got ahead of and was like, hey, was that next one, was it as hard as, it might have been, I had done 1 and 2 with him. Now 3, which I said was a culmination, a stopping point. He's like, is it harder than 2? And I just laughed at him. I'm like, what do you think? It's the next level up. They did get a bit nicer to you when you were in the expert series. Like, you earned a lot more respect with that rank, but you had to earn it. But he said, like, yeah, I don't know if he ever did it. I don't know if he ever went to 3. He had a Kempo school, and is it up here? Are they going, I don't know if I can do it, or I don't know if I want to push myself there, and that's fine. That's where you're at, but oh well. And I think just that mental toughness sometimes is a good quality to have.
Sure, just kind of
or you
through.
Just because you can do the technique, does it mean you're an instructor, or are you physically tough as well? I mean, you can take it out and be like, hey, you don't have to be physically tough to teach, but I do kind of like that aspect of, you're mentally tough. You're teaching people self-defense. You should have some mental toughness and fight through in your training that you've pushed yourself. Ground, stand up, physically demanding stuff that keep going, do it again. Whether it's, you're exhausted, good. Push yourself through that. Use it. Some people don't want to. We've seen some people don't like that aspect. We're like, we want you to be in shape. Like, I wish we spend more time on technique. And they're like, we try to balance it out here. And sometimes we tend to balance, I wouldn't even say balance it out, but hey, we've got to spar, we've got all this stuff. But yeah, there's got to be a physical component of it, of being in shape. Is it 50-50? I don't think so. But, depending on a class, it might be 50-50, but that's a class. That's not overall training somebody. But, be in shape, be as strong as you can. That's going to,
It's going to pay off later.
I mean, the strongman people that,
Yeah.
what are you're harder to kill.
Yeah.
Strong, right? Yeah, you are harder to kill because you're physically strong. You have as much muscle as you can, and if you're not doing that, you're just weak. You get a phenomenal skill,
Yeah.
but sometimes you do need strength. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I love technique and
Yeah.
techniquing it through, but at least push yourself.
Right. Have some physical.
What if you have to freaking carry your wife and whatever? I'm too weak to carry you.
No, I can do it. It's gonna hurt, but I can do it.
Be freaking strong. Be strong.
So, of all your trainings, all the things you did, what was the one that mentally you were like, I'm in over my head, or I can't finish this, or what have I done? Like, I'm not ready for this. Which one grabbed you and you were, a lot of self-doubt, I guess, would be what I'm asking. Did there one that hit you where you were like,
probably one of like, what the hell did I get myself into?
Really?
Maybe, but it wasn't, there wasn't any real stuff. I'm like, I'm finishing this. I told my students back on Nantucket Island that I'm going to get certified in Krav Maga.
Yeah.
There was no, I'm coming back and said I failed.
Wow, yeah. So
there was no doubt. I'm passing. Did it suck? Did I go like, what the hell? I am not like, I thought I was in shape. I am not in this level of shape of what they want you to be in shape for. And but there was no like, I'm going to fail this. It's okay. Study, get it down. Like having all, like if you are a student in whatever, just think of all the stuff that you need to know for your first belt. And having to do that in 7 days and it all being brand new of never training it before. Besides, like a front kick is the Krav Maga version was different a little bit. There's little nuances, but you've still thrown plenty of kicks coming in as a martial artist. So learning all that stuff and retaining it and remembering what each technique was, like I was mentally demanding, just learning everything in 7 days. And I had the old videos, the VHSs, I think we talked about them. But, I'd watch those a little bit and practice those. But it was still no substitute to actually training.
Sure.
That's where I'm like, if you do our ClearSky training, we'd love to build that as I get older of like doing quarterly things with the people that are training with us online. Like, hey, let's get together and do an event. Do 2-day weekend, whatever it may be. Sure. So, but there was never, I'm not going to do this. No, I will say this, that, here at RMSDF, we are doing taser and pepper spray. Fight through it. Not, I'm going to do it that much to you, but,
I'll be gone.
I'll be gone. Oh yeah, you're missing it.
Oh yeah.
There's the makeup.
Don't worry. We can just do it in the out back one day if you want the just a video of it happening.
Yeah.
We could just.
When you're crying.
If you want me crying, just follow me home.
Just follow me home.
I've been hit with the taser, and I don't like. There's nothing comfortable about it.
Yeah, I gotta pull up my, especially taser video, but I'm like, what the heck? Did I sign up for this? And I did it in our law enforcement training. You're like, why did I get signed up for this? Right. And that's after the fact. You're like pepper spray in your face.
I think
why did I do this?
I'd rather be tased than pepper spray.
Absolutely.
Like pepper spray. Like,
taser sucks, but then
close to it.
It's over.
Right. When it's done, it's done. Pepper spray stays with you all day. You can feel it almost all day.
Well,
you're still sitting there.
It reactivates in the shower.
Yeah. Or you sweat, or if it's on you,
you
gotta
feel
get the oils off.
better. I'm like,
It's tough.
Baby shampoo works pretty good. I didn't have that.
No,
I think it does work. It helps flush it out of your eyes a whole lot better.
probably.
I mean,
But
we
it's
were
not-
suffering.
But we've got that
We
coming
didn't have
up.
baby shampoo, yeah.
February 22nd.
But that I was like, why did I do this again?
Yeah.
But it was over, So,
But you got to learn it in the school before it happens in real life, because anybody anywhere can be carrying pepper spray and just fill a room, right? You've got to be able to start overcoming the snot and the tears and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, we'll do
awful.
one that you're just getting hit
Yeah.
with the taser and, hitting a heavy bag. And I'm always like, don't hit me. You're hitting the guy with the taser. I have to put the taser on you. Usually we're doing it from behind.
Got it.
In there, you're getting zapped. You're getting zapped. Like, stay in the fight. But then people, because I'm holding the taser or another instructor's holding the taser, they want to then attack them. And that can be hard. You're like, yes, but no, not for the drill.
Yeah.
This is just fight through it. You're getting hit with the taser. The heavy bag is the taser guy. Beat him, beat him. That one, we're like, don't hit us. Don't, we're, we're trying to protect ourselves. Keep a hand up. Protect yourself at all times. But, students will spaz out and panic. And it's a tougher side of that one. Of if the dude over there is tasing you, I'd address the taser guy. But the drill is hit the heavy bag. Right. Keep hitting it. You're getting zapped. Boom, stay in the fight. You're getting zapped.
Stay in the fight.
Boom, boom, boom. Come at him. Come at him. Redirecting, controlling a taser would be, a whole different thing. And,
sure.
We will do a little bit of that. I mean, we use the taser just like a knife.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's zapping you, and controlling that is the same as controlling a knife. You don't really want to grab onto the taser.
Talking to students are like, the sound scares me. When I hear that,
that's a big aspect. And it's a big aspect of a taser. It's the
intimidating.
Electrical fear.
Yeah, absolutely. I've touched a 220 socket before, and changes your life. Like when you get really hit by electricity, you become afraid of it, and you really do. But that's February 22nd.
Don't touch 220, Josh.
Oh, it was totally an accident too. I mean, it's always an accident. Right?
It's always an accident.
It's always an accident. But once you feel it, you'll never want it again.
Yeah, 110's bad enough.
Yeah, like that.
Even though some of those electricians are like, it's nothing.
Like bullshit. It's something. I get hit by those all the time. It's uncomfortable when you get the 110. You're like, yeah.
So, but
join us for that.
Second part of this, bullies. It is so disheartening to have these little elementary school kids getting bullied, and the school not doing anything. I was trying to tell them, I'm like, some of it's happening in aftercare, but it's still the teachers. It's still sponsored by the school or whatever the heck it is. It was an accident that he punched him.
And was yelling.
Okay, let me punch you. It was an accident. Seriously? You punched somebody you threw the kid. Do they need, and kids be able to screw up? Absolutely. Sometimes you're like, these people don't let kids make mistakes and learn from them, and it's the freaking end of the world. But time and time again, and seriously, I just accidentally punched you, Miss Teacher. Really? You're calling the cops. I was like, hey, if their school's not going to do anything, you're going to have to do something. Be like, have the school, do I need to bring my lawyer in? Are you protecting my kid? And just see this little kid upset and, quote, traumatized. It's been happening time and time again. And I'm like, listen, can you get your lawyer involved? Seriously, they're not protecting your kid. That's their responsibility. And I said, actually, during, I talked to her super briefly, because it's like, this is coming to me 1 minute before class. And I bring the kids in for a huddle up and talking about it. And talk to your parents. They're obviously bringing you here, so they believe in self-protection. But talk to your parents. It's a big thing that I try to, reinforce what the parents are trying to, or like talk to your parents. Your kids like don't want to talk to your parents or are too afraid. I'm like, they're there to help you.
Yeah, they're your parents.
But teenagers get different and all that other stuff.
Yeah, especially young teenage boys that think they're tough.
We know everything, but we don't know everything. I don't know everything, so
I don't even know how to look through the cabinet right. Like, I'll go and look for something. I can't find it. She walks over and she goes, "It's right there." I'm like, son of a...
But I thought, like, what if that little kid called 911?
Because they do have phones these days.
Yeah, well, he doesn't. They're little.
They're little. But
what if you did?
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder how that would go. I wonder how that would go.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting bullied here at school. This kid just punched me. And I was like, interesting. And I'm looking at the mom and like the background. I'm like, that'd be interesting. The school's not going to do anything for you. Why don't you call 911?
It's a simple assault.
This
So
kid's
it rises
hitting
to
me.
the level, yeah.
I don't care if you're 7. The kid's hitting.
Yeah.
And yeah, do they need to figure it out? Sometimes they need to roughhouse. And when I told them, I'm like, look, I don't want to. I didn't feel I'm like, you're going to have to hit. I'm like, I'm sorry. Sometimes you're going to have to stand up physically. That kid is hitting you and they're not stopping. You're going to stop being too nice. Now you're being too nice and walking away. This is happening time and time again. I think your mom's okay with it. You're going to have to neutralize that bully. Because sometimes that's the only way they listen. And some people don't like to hear that. Like, you're using physical violence and intimidation and pushing and shoving and accidental punches or real punches. When's enough? When is enough? And that's a personal call, and a conversation with kids of like, man, this bully's been going on and on and on. It's like the high school kid that brought the knife to school because the school wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And this kid is fearful.
Yeah.
And brings the knife. And
It's
we won't get into that.
Incessantly bullied,
but,
too.
like, you're going to have to stand up, whether you feel like it or not. Like, nobody wants to really do that, but you're going to have to do something, kid, because whether it's one kid or 2 kids, like, you're just going to have to do something. I'm sorry. This is going on and on.
Yeah.
But the school system's suspending everybody.
Yeah.
If you defend yourself, can we please look at this? Every school system that's doing this
Zero tolerance.
Are you being a hypocrite? Because if I bully you, Mr. Principal, and punch you and you fight back, should you be punished in some way as an adult? I mean, they're doing, suspended, whatever it is, for the school. 3 days, 5, whatever it is. It's going on your record. Well, if I attack you as an adult outside of the school, should you be punished for defending yourself?
No.
That's what they're saying.
Yes. And
so what message is this sending? I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
The only ones who win end up being the bullies.
Yeah, the bullies
they
win.
get to continue again after they're done. Okay, I missed a few days of school for being up a kid. I'll do it again. Like, where's the...
And it's making kids fearful for defending themselves. So the bully now you got kids that don't want to get suspended. They don't want it on their record. And they're backing down. What are we teaching them? They're good kids. Good people need to be able to stand up for themselves.
Yes.
And not just cower down to the bully. And that might just be in the office of standing up to that same bully that might just be verbally being abusive to you in some way or being manipulative. I mean, the crap that people do is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of how, like, undermining, and they're the adult bully, and they might be doing it in a different way. I'm so tired. So tired.
Yeah,
of
you see it a lot.
having the school like it. I don't like it, and it's totally wrong. Yet they continue. And I'm sick of whatever it is. Big government, they can't say they're wrong. I mean, come on. Jocko it and extreme ownership of it. Hey, guys, this isn't the best thing anymore. We're going to take fluoride out of the water. But they can't backtrack. They can never freaking own up to it.
Right, never admit mistakes.
They never do it.
Yeah.
And these are the people that are in government. Freaking start fresh. Start freaking fresh. I think it's ridiculous that they can't take ownership. You know, it's, you know, the most recent thing here. Well, go back to Taekwondo. That I came back to my class. We were, I don't even know what I called myself. Where's the sticker? Nantucket Martial Arts. I don't know what else.
Krav Maga, hit like a girl. Get yours today.
You should wear that.
Were you talking? Bully! And it's actually really cool. If you guys haven't seen it,
sweet and nice.
It's at our store. Check it out. You can get these. We've sold a lot of these because they are really awesome.
Shop.rmsdf. I believe those are also, I think I had time to upload those too. I have to check with Lucy if those are, yeah, that'd be great.
It'd be great on my shirt.
I mean, I'll wear it. I'll wear it.
I'm wearing it on a sash.
People are like, yeah, you're like, hey, whatever. I don't care.
I get a lot of phone calls.
Maybe I'll do a pink shirt.
Are you gonna do one?
I just thought of it right now. Okay. Maybe I'll do a pink shirt and wear it. Because sometimes I'd wear the our pink belt.
You gotta put hit like a girl in the front of that, like.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
You look like you're like, check out my boobs. Like, weird, dude.
What? No, I'm just saying it's on the. It never goes this way. It just never goes right. But get a massage.
Get a massage. But does the pink belt change it? Am I not a black belt? Does it matter what freaking color belt I have on? No. It doesn't matter.
No.
What was I saying right before that, Josh?
Just bullies. You hated bullies. And then I started the whole buy art
like
stuff. I'm trying to like pay the bills here.
Short attention span.
But the schools, you don't like what they're doing there. Nobody can. You can't be a good guy anymore. When
I
was a kid,
why are you being
if I defended
for
myself,
being good?
And I did. Like I had a bully. He came at me, and then one day I beat the crap out of him with my backpack. I just started slinging it into him, and I beat them to the ground. I was really, really young, and they didn't suspend me. They did suspend the other kid because he had like tortured me for a whole 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And finally, I had enough, and I clearly remember just beating the crap out of my dad. Was smiles from ear to ear, but the principal was really worried that I was just too explosive. I kind of remember that, and I was like.
Too explosive. It's been going on for how long?
2 years. I remember the kid's name. I wouldn't repeat it now.
Like, document it with your parents. You're getting bullied. Yeah. You guys got to document this stuff so you have ammunition.
Yeah.
Everybody needs more ammo.
Yeah.
Like, these are the things that have been happening to me time and time again.
Right. In the litigious world we live in, you got to have backup evidence. You've got to show the record, right?
And to punish kids for standing them up to themselves, and especially these kids that, you know, it can take a ton of confidence for them to actually stand up for themselves. That's like the number one thing I try to get across to our kids is be a confident person. Gain confidence by training in martial arts and knowing you can stand up for yourself and knowing you don't have to use it. But when you have to, you have that skill. And, you know, even good people like that, I don't want to hurt you. Like, they don't want to hurt somebody. And sometimes that can be a detriment, that they're just too passive when, it's already escalated and, you know, they're already, you know, interviewing you and they're getting into position to attack you. And you forgot that. And you were just trying to be too nice and not doing anything when that fight's already started. So... yeah, I wish they would come to grips. I'm sorry that there's just so much, I think, that's wrong with things, and we need to backtrack as a society and go, hey, you know what? This is wrong. We're doing this, and it's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with our politicians and our school systems and what they're thinking. Like, tell me what you're thinking. Again, info@rmsdf.com. Because if you comment on this, I'm not going to look at it because chances are you're just angry and blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't teach kids to stand up for themselves. So teach them to get beaten down and be weak. we know what happens when only evil people are willing to use violence. You're going to end up under the control and the thumb of a crazy government, a crazy whatever. So I don't understand what they're doing. Again, hey, Josh went all fast, and he also did some weird little out thing that cracks me up. But you want to show him you're out? Show him you're out. Last time we showed you the intro.
I've got
show me what you do
playing in the back. Fine.
All right, guys, train more, suck less. We'll see you next time.